Welcome back to Wisdom Rising. I'm your host, Christine Renee, and today we have a lovely guest on. Angela is with us. Angela Devani. How do you say your last name? I should have asked before we jumped on.
Devani.
Devani. Beautiful. Well, we have Angela Devani on with us today. She is a transformation guide, but it goes so much deeper than that because there is so much play in not only plant allies and elemental allies and energy healing. And she is like the spiritual herbalist. And I have known about your work like in the community for years and years. And I keep seeing your posts about herbal walks and getting in touch with nature and all of these things. And I know it goes so much more profoundly beyond that surface level understanding. So I'm really grateful to have you on because I know that you're doing ceremony. I know that you're working with the healing powered plants. I know you've got this deeper wisdom that you're offering to your clients, your students. And I'm really grateful that you're taking the time to join with us here at Wisdom Rising on our podcast because I think that it's just quite amazing how life journeys brings us to the exact right point of I'm reading your bio. I'm like, you've done the Reiki, you've done the Akashic records, you've done the shamanic journey work. Like you have so much that our audience is always looking for. Like so many of us here at Moon Rising Shamanic Institute and Wisdom Rising, we hone in on these things. And so I'm really grateful that you are able to join with us today and bring us into more of the elemental magic, which I don't know as much about. So welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I'm honored to be here. Yeah, it's funny how we're in all these different circles and have really only met in person once or twice, I think.
Yeah, it's
So
like we're
isn't that so
orbiting.
fascinating, right? I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's great
Yeah.
to be here.
So
Thanks for having
for
me.
our listeners who don't know where we are located, I'm in Bozeman, Montana. Angela is over in Livingston, Montana, which is about a 35-minute drive in good weather. And
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
weather can be a lot longer than that,
Who knows, right?
right? And it's like two sister towns in a small area. So yeah. So tell us a little bit about how your journey unfolded for you to bring you into this place of really earth honoring traditions of embodiment spirituality. Like, I just love to hear people's stories as they come onto the show.
Yes. Wow. In 2008, I was living in Denver getting my master's degree in holistic nutrition, and one of the electives was herbalism. And it just like brought forward this remembrance, right? Of, oh, this feels really familiar and really, really good. And so I went down that path of, I did my partner at that time and I moved to Ohio and I did two herbal apprenticeships. One with United Plant Savers, which is a really amazing organization, and um, and then I got pregnant, and so living this all natural holistic lifestyle became much more important, and also finding my higher purpose became a lot more important. So
Those
the
beginning herbalist classes can really rock your world, you know,
totally,
right?
yeah,
Like I remember the very first herbologist class I took, and I was 19 years old, and the teacher said, just a warning, will change your life. I have had people get
yeah,
divorced. I've had people change careers. I have, the whole thing. And I was just taking a community college course for fun and
right.
literally dropped out of school and went into midwifery. Like
Oh,
it's
I love it.
amazing what once you know that medicine is in your backyard and is
Right,
accessible, like how
totally.
things take you for a turn. And
Hmm.
that's what I'm hearing already from your story. It's like,
Yeah.
it took you off the maybe a more traditional path and onto a more intuitive, traditional and the herbal path.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, totally. I remember growing up, my grandma was always out picking dandelion greens in early spring, and I'm just all like, I'm good. I
Mhm.
am not eating dandelions. And now I'm totally that person out there picking dandelions
Mhm.
and, giving gratitude for my grandma for showing me these little things that I could have been doing my whole life, when she was alive and learning from her. But now I get to learn from her in spirit, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
So you
yeah.
did your apprenticeships and
Mhm.
herbology, and then what was the thing that kind of turned it into this is now a spiritual practice? It's not just about the
Mm.
like the superficial, like we know dandelions help the liver, but when did it become a relationship with dandelion?
Gosh, after I had my daughter and I started studying Reiki and Akashic Records and some different modalities, um, the one thing that just kept coming forward was get out with the plants, do more with the plants. It was really just so many synchronicities and signs that I needed to really embrace the plant allies as well as the spirit allies.
Mhm.
And as I made more herbal teas and tinctures and whatnot, that really got me more in tune to the plants. And then also embracing that spiritual aspect that I had really been looking for, gosh, my whole life, but didn't really realize it. And then, yeah, when I landed here in Livingston, I started teaching a 9 month, well, at that time it was 11-month herbal apprenticeship. And originally it was strictly curriculum. And now it's really bringing in the spiritual aspects of the emotional healing of, lungs or grief. What herbs support us with healing grief and also help the lungs breathe better. And so that has been a really beautiful evolution, not only with what I teach, but also incorporating these two things that are so important to me. It's just our
Yeah.
own inner healing, connecting to the spirit realm, and connecting to the plant realm.
So is your apprenticeship that you offer, mentorship, is that something that is fully done in person, or do you
Yeah.
offer online aspects as well?
Not right now. It's completely in person. It's 9 month program now, and yeah, we meet in the cold times, March and April, it's indoors and we're making plant medicine. We're learning how to make a tincture and a salve and oils and all the fun stuff and doing a lot of hands on work
I love
because,
it.
there's no little plant babies when you have however much snow you might have on the ground, which this year was nothing in March. But, and then when the weather warms up, then we are outside doing plant identification. And I do a lot of work also with the medicine wheel and the directions. And so we're really studying that embodiment piece of the South and the West and,
Yeah, tell
and
me more. Like, I think a lot of our,
yeah.
I mean, Wisdom Rising is sponsored by Moon Rising Shamanic Institute. Like, we oftentimes
Mhm.
have a lot of these language pieces of, I would love to know how you use the medicine wheel with the
Mm.
plants. Like, give us a little flavor of what that would look like for you.
Okay, yeah. Well, I studied some more Peruvian medicine wheel, Peruvian shamanism, more so than native U.S. Indigenous medicine wheel. And so Peruvian lineage, one I studied anyway, because there's lots of different variations. Um, the east is air, and so what is air but our connection to our lungs? And so we connect with the spirit of the condor and the lungs, and how can we support our lungs with breathing and deeper breathing, but also what's the inner stuff. So like I said a minute ago, lungs can correlate to grief. If we're having lung issues, sometimes that's related to grief. And so we will spend time in the direction of the east talking about grief or breathing and air and how do we really incorporate more breath and circulation throughout our whole body and what plants to help us with that. So is it mullein? Is it something else? Is it calendula? Just different plants that can support our lung structure and having deeper breath.
Yeah.
And so then we will go around each of the directions. And like the south is earth and body. So, what is our body telling us? And the west is water. So, what is our urinary tract? But each month we do focus on a different organ system
Mhm.
or body system. So, it's circulation, heart, liver, kidneys, adrenals. So for the 9 months, we focus on a different um, body section of body, a system of organs.
Mhm.
And we also then do some work with the medicine wheel along with that.
I love that. And how does the plant allies come into the play space as you're working? Like, is there awareness of your students like looking for their plant ally? Like, how do they develop that relationship? Is that part of the course?
We dabble in that a little bit. We don't go, haven't gone too deep in that um, like I want to.
Mhm.
So we do spend time communicating with the plants and connecting with them more deeply. And we're before we even go on a plant identification walk, we're spending time with the land, giving gratitude and asking for permission and asking for the plants to communicate with us. And one of the ways I help everybody with this awareness of the plants is as we're walking through, what are you noticing about the colors? Are the plants in the prairie, do they look the same as the plants by the creek? Same exact plant. And one of our classes, we make flower essences. And a flower essence, we really are connecting with the energetics and the emotional aspects of the plant and how it can support our body. And so it was really beautiful. We did that last month in my program. And it was so fascinating to observe how each person was drawn to a different plant to make an essence. And the stories they came back was like, this plant, I was going to walk on by, and all of a sudden I just got this intuition to go back. Or, some of them are clairaudient and they're like, this plant just called to me and said, pick me, pick me. I really want to be with you. And it was just, it makes me want to cry. It was so heartwarming. And for them to develop this relationship with one or more plants has been really beautiful to witness just in the few months that we have been together.
Yeah, I love that. And you said a moment ago, I wish I would do more of this. I'm wondering if you had your magic wand and you could teach exactly what you wanted to teach, exactly the way you want to
Mm.
do it, have the ideal type students, what would you be teaching?
Oh gosh, that's that's a big question. Um, ideally, I want two different group programs. I want one that's really focused on plants
Mhm.
with spirituality, which I feel like I have a big piece of that right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and it has evolved over this is my 6th year, and
Mhm.
in the beginning, like I said, it was just curriculum, and now we've added in the spiritual piece. So, it will evolve next year to be a little more spiritual. And then I'd like another group program that's very spiritual, where we get into learning Reiki and Akashic records, and adding in the plants
Mhm.
as allies. Um, so that's my magic wand that
Yeah.
I'm
Well, and
looking
where
for.
would
Yeah.
the elemental magic land more for you in? Which group?
Oh my goodness.
And what does that mean to you?
Yeah, well, so that's my business name. Of course, that's why you're bringing it up. And
Yes.
the the elementals are very prominent for me, especially related to the herbalism and the plant kingdom and connecting so thoroughly with the earth. Um, I feel very connected to the fairy realm and all the little water sprites and different things. And the magic piece really comes into play just because I look for magic constantly. I'm always looking for noticing the bird that flies in front of me or the numbers, the angel numbers. I'm always looking for magic and writing that down every day. That's the end of my day. It's gratitudes, but it's also like, what did I notice that I wouldn't have noticed before?
Mhm.
That's really showing me how everything is so interconnected.
Yes.
Um, and so, yeah, the elementals are certainly more prominent in the herbalism piece, but in the spiritual group program, um, it's the magic that is the all
Mhm.
and connecting because we are all of the all, right? That's
Yeah,
just
the
where
one
we
and the
are.
many,
We're
right?
divine beings, we're one. And so that magic, that's the basic element of all of us
Hmm.
and how we are all connected.
Hmm.
Um, so I think elemental magic is in everything.
I love that. Have you
Yeah.
ever experienced whether an elemental or a plant that was not happy with like anything odd? Like I've definitely been out and I'm like, this one doesn't want anything to do with me, wants me to go away. Like I'm wondering what if you've had any interesting stories like that that's come up for you.
For sure. I remember one year, it was before I really started bringing more spirituality into the herb program. And we had started off by asking permission and whatnot. And we were planning to harvest arrow leaf balsam root, which is an amazing medicinal for helping our membrane stay more moist and also boost our immune system. And the roots are they're very fibrous and they're tough and they're big and they grow in rocky soil. And the folks in the program were just really having a hard time digging up. And I just had to stop because the plant was like, ow, what are you doing?
Yes.
And I said, hold on, let's just take a moment. Did we ask for permission? Because I was kind of split between a couple different um, groups of people. And everybody just kind of looked at me and they're like, oh, we did not. And so I was like, all right, well, let's just take a moment and give gratitude to this plant because, we're digging up this root and this is its livelihood. And so we asked for permission, we asked for forgiveness and asked for permission and let the plant know this is what we would love to do with this medicine you're providing. And then it was like this really interesting, like, I don't know, the flower just became more alert or something, and we got the okay, and so then that root came up so easily.
Mhm.
And this is the beautiful thing about that plant in particular is you can't get the whole root, so we know that plant is going to come back at the next spring, thank goodness. And so we got the okay from the plant, and it just came up really easily.
Oh, I love
Um,
that. It's a great story. And I
yeah,
know that you're also in practice of not only asking for permission, but giving a gratitude. I'm wondering if there's different rituals of gratitude where you're offering something to the land and what that might look like.
for sure. I carry tobacco in particular um, that we offer to the land before we even step foot on it and offer to the plants. And if folks don't have tobacco or cornmeal or a different kind of offering, then I stress to them it's important to leave your hair
Mm.
and give this. It's not just about saying the words, It's about truly giving because you're receiving so much. And sometimes you are taking this whole plant that won't be able to come back next year because you've taken the whole root or something. And so we really have to give that gratitude to the earth and the plant and all the elements that are all around, because we're affecting the fairy homes and the all these different elementals, and it's really important for those energies to know how grateful we are. So
Yeah.
yeah, so tobacco, cornmeal, hair, those are the big ones,
Yeah.
and always just making sure we're filling in that space. Well, if we're pulling out the roots, then we need to put the earth back like we found it as well as we can.
Yeah, I love that. There's just so many beautiful practices that I find herbalists, at least these days. I'm so glad that we're in a day and age where there's such awareness of how do we give gratitude? How do we ask for permission? Those elements of the process are being given to the generations,
Yeah.
and it's something that I have a 13-year-old who loves to go down and collect the cattail and the
Mm,
horsetail and the nettles and fill in the blank. She's out in
love
the
it.
woods, right? And I love it. And I don't know if she's quite got the ritual of like, did you slow down enough to give the gratitude? Did you have
Hmm.
an offering for the land? Like, can't just always be taking. And just recognizing, like, this is a big reminder for me of going, have I instilled that yet? Have I done a good job about having these conversations? So thank you for that reminder.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
I find myself too, sometimes I get so busy talking and explaining and describing, um, that I forget sometimes, and then I have to catch myself. It's like, oh, no, let's back up a minute
Yeah.
and make sure I am being fully present, because I can get so into teacher mode that
Mhm. Yeah, I know how that goes.
yes, right. And so it's really important to acknowledge that.
Do you have any daily practices that you really enjoy that helps you feel connected?
Oh my goodness. Barefoot on the earth, barefoot in the river. I live very close to the Yellowstone River, so um, to be able to do that in the morning, I don't get to do it every morning, unfortunately, but to be able to do that in the morning and just breathe. Um, so I think one of the first things I do when I get up is just call my energy back to me, since we travel at night. So I'll call my energy back to me. I'll clear all energies that aren't mine, let them go back to whoever they belong to. Um, and then when I walk outside, just taking that first breath and noticing the magic of the day, whether it's the sunrise or the birds chirping or the clouds or the sun, and
Yeah.
walking barefoot, just being with the earth, feeling the grass between my toes, and observing all these little things that um, feel so peaceful for me
Hmm.
and help my day start off in this way that feels very supportive of my body so that I'm not chaotic. In the mornings when I don't do this and I'm rushing out the door, I notice a huge difference. My nervous system isn't as calm and I'm scattered. So, doing those few things just in the morning has been really helpful.
I love that. Yeah, it's like this morning did not do my normal morning rituals, and I am definitely feeling it today, right? And
Yeah.
I think that goes for all of the listeners here. It's like figuring out what is your path to
Hmm.
being present yourself, being present with the land, being present with nature, being present with whoever you are with, whether it's family members or your partner, whoever. It's like what brings you into the moment. And I was totally thinking that you were going to say, it's my cup of tea with these specific herbs. And I'm glad that
Oh,
it's like walking on the earth is the thing. I just love that.
yeah. Yes, totally. And it's interesting. I was traveling back to the Midwest to visit family last week, and there's there that's near the Ohio River, which is just this huge river. It's nothing like the Yellowstone or the Gallatin or rivers that are just kind of wild and free and flowing. And I got home, I was like, oh, I feel like I can breathe again, right? I can put my feet in the Yellowstone, or I can breathe in the mountain air. And it's just, I don't know. It's what fills me up.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I really hope that everybody can find that out for themselves, whatever that is,
Yes.
and notice that difference.
Hmm. All right. I have a very like selfish question for you.
Okay.
I want to know your
Great.
opinion on comfrey.
Okay. I love it. That's one of my favorite herbs. Um, I don't do a lot of comfrey internally. So I'll put out there that the FDA says that we can't, or they suggest we don't. So as an herbalist, I don't work with clients for health reasons. I teach,
Mm.
and that's my passion.
Mhm.
Um, and so, yeah, the FDA says we can't suggest comfrey internally. I love comfrey for so many ways. The leaves and the root are fantastic for skin issues
Mhm.
and for bone, broken bones, right? Comfrey is the bone knitter. It's
Yeah.
one of a couple of plants known as the bone knitter. Um, Comfrey is amazing. So I'm on the board for Paradise Permaculture, which is a permaculture nonprofit, and we have comfrey everywhere on that property, and we will cut it down and put it around all of our fruit trees for
Mm.
nutritional value. We
Mhm.
also plant it around every fruit tree, fruit shrub, because its roots help feed all of our fruits, our fruit bearing plants. We make comfrey tea with it, with the leaves, or compost tea, and feed the plants with it. It is so high in nutrients. I love it. It's one of my favorite plants. I make an oil with it every year for broken bones, for bruised skin, so many different things. Now, if you choose to use it internally, it's great for colds and flus.
Mhm.
But you have to make that determination for yourself. The FDA says it could hurt your liver, so I give that caveat, you know.
Yeah.
But it is one of my favorite plants of all. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I have out in front of my house. So I live in Bozeman co-housing, which is a community where we have a lot of shared spaces. And my little front yard spot, which is not very big, is the only front yard spot that does not have irrigation. And I'm like, comfrey will grow through anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Totally.
So I've
Yeah.
got my
Comfrey and
motherwort
dandelions,
and my
right?
comfrey because it will just grow and it will just, I can chop it down and it comes back and it's a pollinator
Yeah.
and, all of these things. So, I'm, yeah, it's really interesting of, being cognizant of what we plant in and around our homes, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
energy in which we're growing them purposefully. And, some people have their little herb gardens and it's just your basil, the cilantro, the
The
parsley,
kitchen herbs.
the kitchen
Yeah. The
herbs. And I'm
kitchen
like,
herbs.
I'm
Yeah.
like the total opposite. I'm like, oh, I could put some calendula over here,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know? And I
Absolutely.
feel like I'm in my own little neighborhood here. I've definitely got
Mm-hmm.
the I don't know, the healer vibe going on because I'm
Love
like
that.
I go out and I pick things regularly and I'm bringing hauling things in. I'm drying up my herbs on my porch and everyone's like, "What are you doing now?"
Oh, I love it. That's
It's
so
great.
great. Good for
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I love that.
Hmm.
Well, I know
Yes.
you have some really amazing things coming up around the corner. Do you want to share about them?
Of course. Yes. Um, Gosh, so August 15th, in Livingston, I'm teaching a salve making workshop and a bath bomb making workshop. So I have those two things going on here, gosh, in a week and a half, I guess. Coming up in September, September 11th through 13th, I am one of the co-organizers for the Gathering of Mystics. And that's a 2.5 day event in or on the outskirts of Bozeman, where we will have speakers and workshops and vendors. I I'll be speaking about the witch wound. That will be my speaking topic, and I'm doing a workshop called Awaken, Alchemize, and Activate to help folks dig into just notice in the body where there's some energy that's ready to be shifted. How do we alchemize that, and how do we activate you so that you move forward on this portion of your journey without holding on to this old and information, this old energy, whatever is holding you back.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, so we'll have speakers each morning on Saturday and Sunday, and then workshops in the afternoon. There'll be a variety of vendors there offering card readings and mini sessions and all kinds of fun stuff
Yeah, and it
that
sounds
we'll
like
have.
there's going to be like a big opening ritual and dance going on Friday night too. Is that right?
Friday night, we will be having a reading related to the Persephone's journey. And yeah, we'll have some music and um, just a beautiful evening of dancing and fun and community as we start off the whole weekend together.
Oh, beautiful. And who's meant to come to this? Like who are the types that are meant for this?
Hmm. Wow. I feel like it's I feel like it could be calling to a wide variety of people. So, if you're new on your spiritual path and really wanting to learn more about how to awaken your intuition, how to learn more about crystals, how to tune into your own body awareness, this is for you. If you feel like you're already on that path, then there's also going to be workshops and speaking that can support you in deepening that. Um, you know, just my topic alone, the witch wound could mean lots of different things, right? It could mean that you feel like you were a witch in a past life. It could mean you feel like you're a healer in this life, but you don't really know how to put yourself out there. It could mean that you're really connected to the plants, but you don't know how to use them, right? And so that's kind of what my talk will be about: is what are all of these things? What does it mean to be a witch? I call myself a green witch or witchy, but not everybody resonates with that term. And really, historically, witches were the herbal medicine women helping others, and that didn't resonate with everybody. So there's this term thrown around that um, is not really indicative of plant medicine healing.
Yeah.
Um, so I feel like there's a little something for everyone, not to make it seem like it's this all-encompassing thing. But I feel like if you're new on the journey, there's lots to learn, lots of great people to meet, and if you've been on this journey for a while, then come be in community so we can all spread this wisdom and knowledge around. There's so much to share
Yeah.
and so much to bring together. I feel like there's a lot of people who are looking for community
Mhm.
and not really sure what that looks like because we all have different interests. And we're going to have such a wide variety of folks there that I feel like there's so many people you can meet, and so much that can be discovered.
Yeah, beautiful. I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. So we'll have Gathering of the Mystics in our show notes for our listeners. You can find the link there, but it really is gatheringofthemystics.com.
Yeah.
And then if people want to reach out to you directly, whether that's for your programs or sessions, they would just go to the elementalmagic.net. Is there any other
Right.
places and spaces we need to plug in for you.
And so I'll say magic is spelled with a CK at the end.
Yes, good
And yeah,
point.
I do offer one-on-one sessions, which I call healing the past. So it's helping you tune into whatever's going on in your body and your energy field and supporting you moving past that, whether it's things from childhood, a past life, ancestral. I never know what's going to come up. That's all based on your energy and your guides. Um, and I do have an office space here in Livingston out of Mountain Glow Yoga. So I guess that's another little plug there. I teach stretching classes there once a week, but I have a really beautiful office space there for energy healing and yeah, that transformational guide work that I love so much.
I love it. I know it so well too. It's like when you can bring in
Yeah,
a client and be like, I don't know how this is going to unfold. Maybe it will be Reiki. Maybe it will be a reading. Maybe it's just going to be exactly whatever your energy is calling forward. And to be able
yeah,
to play in that intuitive space of like just allowing what needs to unfold so that the transformation work can occur. So I'm
right.
really glad that you're a resource in the Livingston area, and I know far beyond. I think your reach is actually pulling in people from many of the surrounding areas. So, yeah, it's
Yeah,
beautiful
for
work you do.
sure. And
Hmm.
I do in-person and virtual sessions, so that's
Oh,
always
that's
fun
great.
too. Yeah,
Fantastic. I love that.
yeah.
Well,
And
know
I
that.
guess I should say too that every spring I'm a co-organizer for the Holistic Fair in Livingston. So our next one is slotted for April 17th and 18th. We're going to try 2 days,
Ooh,
and
that would be fun.
that's livingstonlightworks.com. So I feel like I have my hands in a lot of different areas.
Right. And I think that
Yeah,
when you do this work full time, that's just how it happens.
for
Right?
sure.
It's
Yeah.
like I'm collaborating over here. I've got my own stuff going on over
Yeah.
here. And it's what a beautiful career. You know what I mean? Like so
I'm
often
so
it's like,
blessed.
yeah, it's like so many people complain about how they need a vacation from their job. And I'm
Mm,
like, I'm doing what I love every single day. And I get to meet all these cool people and I get to support these people in a really big way. And I learn from them too. And everything is a classroom. And I think that's when you have that teacher mindset. It's like, you can still go out to the forest and be surprised by the magic, be surprised by the what you're listening to in nature, and it still light you up and give you this beautiful teaching opportunity or learning opportunity. Like it doesn't
right.
get dull,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So good for you.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's
Like
great. It's great fun.
put
Yeah.
your hands in all the areas and I think part of like when I saw what I saw when I said that was like putting your hands in lots of different land, like there's this blessing that's happening also as we spread our light out into the human folk. There's also this vibration going down into the earth that we're tending to it, we're teaching how to tend to it in a respectful, loving manner as well. And I feel like there's a response in the earth when we go about that.
For sure. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, it's been a delight having you on. Thank you so much, Angela.
Thank
And
you.
we will, I'm sure I'll see you at some of these upcoming
Oh, for
events.
sure. Right?
And
Yes.
yeah, and
Yeah.
just know that for our listeners, thank you so much for listening to this and really feeling into what your takeaways are. Feel free to share this episode, subscribe, be in contact. We want to hear from you. And if you need help finding your resources, your network, please reach out. We're here to support you. And until next time, I hope you have a really beautiful week. Thank you so much.